Pour yourself a cold one and join us for an hour filled to the brim with fun.
It hurts in my ears right now.
Entertainment.
Cheeky, bang, bang.
Information.
I need some water and a washcloth.
And a little weirdness.
Can I be a duck? Yeah, I don't think they want me to be a duck.
It's Happy Hour with DJ Kyle, presented by SRG Financial Advisors.
Welcome to Happy Hour, presented by SRG Financial Advisor, home of the mile marker formula. Also our great friends at Ozarks Barge and Dock. Thank you for your support. And our veterinary at the lake, they're going to be bringing us a furry friends today. Also thanks to American Elm Company for this fine decor you brought to the show today. We have a fantastic show lined up for you today. A show all about some running, some fundraising, and some great causes. We're going to be talking to Scott and Alicia with Runstock. They're going to be telling us about a big 5K, a half marathon, a big race coming up called Runstock. And it all benefits Wonderland Camp, which is a great camp. And today we're also talking to Jill Wilkie from Wonderland Camp. And she's going to be telling you about ways that maybe you can get involved with the camp this summer. And we're going to go to the talk of the town with Kevin Hilly. He's out at the Whobilation, another fun run that took place, and he's going to be bringing us some real fun laughs there. We also have our furry friends, and today we're going to be seeing a cute little cat named Daze, which I guess was Daisy and now is Daze. We'll learn about that here in a little bit. Welcome again to Happy Hour right here on Lake TV.
While the financial services industry for years has focused on products, pricing, and performance, or things we refer to at SRG as the how, our focus for our clients has always been around their why. And without fail, over all these years, those whys have centered around family, occupation, and recreation. Think legacy issues, retirement, or achieving a work-optional lifestyle, and checking off those important things on that recreational bucket list. Our foundational approach remains a focus on the things that matter most to our clients and the things that together we can control. And where those two things overlap, that's where we live and work every day. That's SRG Financial and the mile marker formula.
Want a dock that will withstand the wake from a million boats? Want a dock that's different from the usual dock? Then you want Ozarks Barge and Dock in Gravois Mills. Ozarks Barge and Dock now celebrating 35 years of building the best dock on Lake of the Ozarks. And we guarantee every dock we build. So when it comes time to build your custom dock, trust the best and go with Ozarks Barge and Dock, building the best dock at the lake for the last 35 years.
If it's happening at the lake, it's happening on Lake TV. From the polar plunge to festivals parades, Aquapalooza, and boat shows, Lake TV has it all. Even the granddaddy of them all, the shootouts. If you're looking for places to party, things to do, or even a new home to move into, you've gotta love Lake TV.
Your furry friends are more than pets, they're family, and at our veterinary, we understand that. With multiple locations, we can service your pets when and where you need it. Our team of professionals offer routine wellness, orthopedic care from broken bones to joint repair, and even emergency services. We are ready to welcome your pet to our family with medical or preventative care. Our veterinary, with 6 convenient locations, the team providing exceptional care for your pet when and where you need it.
Welcome back to Happy Hour. I am your host, DJ Kyle, and welcome to Lake TV. We have a couple fun folks here with us. From Fund Runs, we have Scott and Alicia. Thank you guys so much for joining us this morning. And tell us a little bit about Fund Runs. What is Fund Runs?
I'll let you take that.
Fund Runs is a 501c3 not-for-profit organization. We formed it back in 2021. We had an organization before that time, but changed to not-for-profit. We put on running races around the Lake of the Ozarks and donate 100% of the profits to other not-for-profit organizations within the lake. So we're kind of a clearinghouse to bring in. We hold events, races, and then try to support other groups around the area.
And what got you into this? I mean, I assume it was your love of running and just, wanting other people to have the passion for the running and then helping everyone else out on the tail end of it?
Well, as runners at Lake of the Ozarks, we travel to race. Mm-hmm. And there was, I started with a half marathon. I think his first long one was a marathon. Well, you have to travel for that. And so there was not much here. And so I'm one that's like, well, if it's not there, then I'll make it. So
I see a need, and I'm going to just provide
exactly.
Right there.
And so that's kind of how it started, and it's evolved. It started with 1, now we have 4, and we've had some trial and error with some that didn't work out, and we've replaced it. So, but it's nice to have an event local, but then, we're a tourist area.
Yeah.
People are here from out of town.
Exactly.
And really, with fundraising, we have a wonderful community, a very generous community, but we're very gapped.
Yeah.
And unlike a metropolitan area, you don't get mid-level sponsors or whatever. So we had to bring money in from outside of our area. And that was kind of the trigger, too, of how do you raise money for an organization that needs funds? Well, you got to bring it in from outside because there's only so much here that people can give. Yeah. And so you couple that with we don't have races here. Yeah. So there we go.
and so you guys have grown to, like you said, now you have how many that you put on through the year?
We'll have 4 races this year, or 4 events, I guess. Like what we're going to talk about a little bit today, Runstock is actually 5 running events within the same weekend. And it's more traditional. We do a lot of goofy stuff, which I'm sure we'll talk about too. Yeah. So we have a lot of dumb ideas, and neither one of us likes to say no to the other one. And
we're terrible. We're like, oh, that sounds excellent. Nothing can go wrong. Let's do it.
Just onward. Let's make this happen.
Somebody needs to be like, what about this?
Hold you back
right.
Like,
it'll be fine.
Have you thought about this?
No.
So now you have coming up the Runstock, which this is going to be the proceeds benefit the Wonderland Camp, which is one of my favorite things to raise money for. Yeah. But let's talk about the Runstock. What could people expect, and when is this?
I'll stock. I like talking about Runstock. So Runstock is going to be held May 19th through 21st, which Scott and I don't like to be cold, but most of our races are in the fall. So it's like, can we do something where it's warm?
Yeah, maybe a little bit warmer.
Exactly. But so this is a retreat-style weekend event. As you can tell by the name, kind of the spinoff of Woodstock. But so on Friday night, we're going to have a 5K. Saturday morning, we have a 10K. Saturday night, we have a half marathon. Sunday morning, we have a full marathon. And starting Friday night, going to Sunday night, is an ultra marathon that's going on for 48 hours. So literally a distance for everyone. And if you have your hobbies, you want to talk about your hobbies. Yeah. Well, runners want to talk about running. Well, if you're not a runner, you don't want to talk about it. But now we're going to bring all these people together. We can talk about it all weekend long.
Stay up and tell running stories all night long.
Exactly. And we can talk about pooping and chafing. It's going to be great.
So this is all happening May 19th through 21st. And where does this take place?
It's going to be at Camp Red Bud at the Lake of the Ozarks State Park.
Okay.
And during, we've got cabins for people to sleep in, and it's not extra charge. It's just part of the event. You come and go as you please. The idea is we want you to come and stay for the weekend and do multiple events. And even if you only do one event, still hang out, because we're going to have entertainment. We're going to have yard games. We're going to have we're working on a silent auction with art items. So we have a lot
And the running
going on.
stories by the fire at
Right?
night. I mean, come on.
And a little bit of running.
Yeah, and running in between all of
Right.
that.
So we want a whole big weekend event.
Yep.
So how would someone go about getting signed up for this or get some more information or even donating to the event?
He's the technical website stuff.
Yeah. As always, start at our website, funruns.org. All our races are listed there. We've got information on what the whole weekend. We're kind of working on a tentative schedule for what Runstock weekend's going to be. Our contact information is there, links to registration, links to our Facebook pages. We try to make it all of a kind of one-stop shopping. So that'll tell you everything you need.
That's great. And if someone wants to donate just out of nowhere, just, I would love to give, how does that go about? Is it one of those like you pledge, hey, I'm going to give you $1 for every mile that you run? Or is it just, I want to donate just straight to the cause? Or how does that go?
Yeah, typically in a situation like this, outside donations would be directly, they can go through us, but we're directly going to collect money for Wonderland Camp. Okay. And that's part of our silent auction that we're looking at. We're kind of curating all the items, but all that money will go directly to the camp. So,
and are you needing more
all that.
silent auction items, or is that something someone can reach out to you and?
Yes, what we're looking for is we want one-of-a-kind items, that obviously it could be commissioned for the event, but if, like a pottery person has a plate that they have and they want to donate it, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
So, yes, we're looking for quality over quantity, so we want handmade, one-of-a-kind items.
That's really neat.
And we've got a couple cross-country girls that are artists, and so we're hoping to get some of their items. It's kind of cool to have high school running artists being auctioned off at a running event.
Absolutely.
So anyway, just because, again, going with the Woodstock feel of, just kind of everything's just handmade or, that kind of vibe. So.
Yeah. Now, with this being kind of themed, is this? Do you find a lot of runners come dressed up for the event, or?
This is our first year doing it.
Oh, okay.
So we're gonna find out. We've talked about doing like a costume night, but we haven't settled on that.
Yeah.
So we're gonna find out. Again, we'd really like to make this like a really anticipated event in years to come.
Oh, yeah.
It's towards the end of the spring racing season, and so. That's what we're working towards. But this is our first year, so we're going to find out.
Absolutely. I'm sure it's going to be a fun time. So again, the proceeds benefit Wonderland Camp. It's the Runstock, May 19th through 21st, and that's at Camp Redbud, Lake of the Ozarks State Park in Kaiser. And it's a whole weekend, a 5K, a 10K, a half marathon, a full marathon, and the 48-hour ultra. I want to touch a little bit on that. Like some of these, I know what the 5K is. I've done a couple of those. The 10K, I haven't done those, but I saw people do those. And the marathons, I've heard stories about those. I haven't even seen anyone do those, but I've heard stories. But what's this 48-hour ultra? Cover this.
Go ahead.
Yeah, technically an ultra marathon is anything further than a marathon distance of 26.2 miles. So probably the next gateway race for people who've done a marathon is to move to a 50K, which is 31 miles. But you can run a 50K, 50 miles. There's 100Ks, which is 62 miles, 100 milers, anything up to, we've done a 314-mile race. That's a whole other story. We're those kind of people. But anyways, the concept of this weekend is 48 hours. See how many miles you can cover during that time. If somebody wants to run the whole time, they can. If you want to run 3 miles and take a break for breakfast, or dinner, I guess in this instance, and do another 3 miles and sleep for the night and finish your 48-hour ultra with 6 miles, that's fine. But it's just more about challenging yourself. And for somebody who maybe wants to see how far they can go, they run a marathon, know they could have done more but haven't done it. It's just an instance of, let me go see, I'll rest when I need to, I'll eat when I need to, and see how far they can go.
And the technology you guys bring to these running events, you were telling me a little bit earlier how there's like a tracking device that will track how many miles you end up doing when you cross the mat or whatever. It checks you in and says, oh, you did another mile. So is this like a circle track or just kind of How does the track work, and then how does this technology end of it?
Yeah, basically everything, all the courses are going to be out and back. So for the
Okay.
5K, 10K, everything is going to be out and back. For the ultra marathon, we're going to keep them about 3 miles out, 3 miles back. That way there's an aid station at the turnaround and back, but they're always close, so they don't have to worry about carrying a lot of water, a lot of nutrients with them. You know, it's just kind of, hopefully it's going to be warm enough. They can go out just themselves.
Fingers crossed for you too, I'm sure, right?
I've already started fretting about the weather. But anyway. and so it'll just be an easy 6 miles at a time. And yeah, we're basically using RFID technology people wear on their bibs to keep track of every time they go out and come back. So we'll have a total for them at the end of the event on how much they got, and they can check in anytime. Well, most runners will have watches and all. They'll keep track of where, have personal goals and see where they want to be, but to measure themselves against the competition and stuff.
Yeah, well, nice. Now, you guys were involved a little bit with a run just recently, the Whobilation run. Yes. Now, did you guys dress up for the Whobilation run? I'm curious about this.
We timed it, so we were
working,
focused on
the working side of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we would not be. Outfits are always a good idea.
You
I
and
agree.
Grinch and a little Cindy Lou Who. That would be fun.
With the hair pulled up and the bottle, where it's like really high, or the big pigtails or something like that. So now you guys also have some other runs that you have planned for the fall. Mm-hmm. Again, are you going to plan them where it's maybe a little bit warmer, or are you just going to be like, let's just have this in the fall when it's going to be cold?
Well, fall is a huge racing season because people can train through the summer, and then the air is lighter, so the racing's easier after the humidity. So it's tough to schedule. You just kind of pick a weekend that you've got minimal competition. But I'll let you go into the details about those races.
Yeah, well, we've got 3 other races. We'll do the traditional one first. On Thanksgiving morning, we do the Turkey Trot 5K held at Camdenton High School. Traditional, just a 5K race. Get everybody in, let them run, get them back out. Turkey Trot, our Thanksgiving Day is actually the largest racing day in the country because of the number of turkey trots that are around. So that's just a standard one. We've got 2 other races. In October 21st through 22nd, we'll have Lake Area Magic Relay. It's actually 200 miles, but it's intended to be teams of 4 to 12. So we held that event last year, started over at Gravois Mills at the boat launch. And the course was basically up through Versailles, Eldon, Tuscumbia, all the way out to Crocker, back down to Decaturville, through to Camdenton,
cool idea.
and they ended at Harmy's at Osage Beach. And so there's set legs. It's divided up into 36 legs. So a standard team of 12 runners each run 3 times, 3 to 6 miles. So it's something that it sounds overwhelming, but each runner may do, a half marathon to 20 miles, which for somebody who's run longer distances, it's very doable.
Mm-hmm.
And they're chopped up into legs.
Yeah. And that race starts on a Saturday morning, and you've got 36 hours to complete it Sunday evening. It's a really good kind of fun, again, kind of a team building experience. Runners, again, you're all sitting in a van and
almost tag team,
everybody's sweating like crazy and they smell bad and you're eating, and I mean, it's great. It's
getting those running stories by the campfire.
Exactly, you're going to be mortified.
And then our other race is first weekend of December. It's called 4 for 30. It's a style of format called Last Man Standing. And it's a novel concept held out at Lake Valley Golf Course. And at the top of the hour, everybody starts and runs a 4-mile loop. They've got 1 hour to finish that 4-mile loop. So it's like a 15-minute pace. It's very easy. However, at the top of the next hour, you're expected to do the same thing again. At the next hour, you do the same thing again until you either can't complete it in an hour or you just give up. And the race doesn't end until there's 1 person left.
Wow.
So 2 years ago, we went 38 hours.
Oh my goodness.
Miles.
Yeah, it started we finished after dark on Sunday and it was, you can, if you want to run faster and finish faster, runners get back and have time to rest, go to the bathroom, eat something where they want to. But at the top of the hour, you've got to be ready, because if you don't start, you're out.
Oh my goodness. So I would have just barely made that first one. And then when you told me, hey Kyle, you got to do this all over again, I'd probably been like, oh, really? Again?
And we found it's a wide variety of runners that come out for that, because there's only a handful of people who are really looking to go, and then, as far as 38 hours or something. But we have a lot of people who go out there that have only run a half marathon that want to try to just complete 4 laps, because for them that's 16 miles. It's further than they've ever gone, but then they know know what they're capable of. And we kind of do, that's what a lot of our races we like to try to say is we want people out of their comfort zone. See how far you can go. Let's just take it easy. Let's have fun. I mean, fun is the epitome of what we try to do. But I want you to feel like you've accomplished something when you're done too.
Challenging.
And I'm so excited to hear about the success that the Runstock. Oh, it's going to be great.
I think it's gonna be awesome.
The Runstock, May 19th to the 21st. Again, Camp Red Bud at Lake of the Ozarks, the state park in Kaiser. And there's a 5K, a 10K, a half marathon, a full marathon, and the 48-hour ultra. Also, for those that aren't big marathon runners, there is walk from your car to where you could watch the race.
That's right.
And that's going to be one piece on there.
That's
And
right.
that's the one that I'm going to conquer. I'm going to get a blue ribbon on that one.
Excellent.
Well, we should mention that we intend for more people. If anybody that wants to come out, they don't need to run. We've got a band coming out Friday night. We're going to have yoga classes on Saturday morning. There's going to be food throughout the weekend. If people just want to come and watch other people run, that's fine. I mean, the site on auction, it doesn't have to be participants. So the more the merrier.
And it's all for a great cause, the Wonderland Camp. Well, Alicia, Scott, thank you guys so much for coming in today, and good luck on the Runstock. I wish you the best there.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having us.
Well, no problem. More with Happy Hour coming up right here.
While the financial services industry for years has focused on products, pricing, and performance, or things we refer to at SRG as the how, our focus for our clients has always been around their why. And without fail, over all these years, those whys have centered around family, occupation, and recreation. Think legacy issues, retirement, or achieving a work optional lifestyle, and checking off those important things on that recreational bucket list. Our foundational approach remains a focus on the things that matter most to our clients and the things that together we can control. And where those two things overlap, that's where we live and work every day. That's SRG Financial and the Mile Marker Formula.
Your furry friends are more than pets, they're family. And at our veterinary, we understand that. With multiple locations, we can service your pets when and where you need it. Our team of professionals offer routine wellness, orthopedic care from broken bones to joint repair, and even emergency services. We are ready to welcome your pet to our family with medical or preventative care. Our veterinary, with 6 convenient locations, the team providing exceptional care for your pet when and where you need it.
Want a dock that will withstand the wake from a million boats? Want a dock that's different from the usual dock? Then you want Ozark Barge and Dock in Gravois Mills. Ozark Barge and Dock now celebrating 35 years of building the best dock on Lake of the Ozarks. And we guarantee every dock we build. So when it comes time to build your custom dock, trust the best and go with Ozark Barge and Dock, building the best dock at the lake for the last 35 years.
Hi there, I'm Kevin Hilly, and this is Kevin Hilly's Talk of the Town. We're here at the Tri-County YMCA of the Ozarks. It is their Whobilation 5K. Hey, do you know Dr. Seuss's real name?
I do not.
Take a guess?
I'm a teacher. You would think I would know this, but I really don't.
I do not know.
Take a wild guess. What do you think? What a name.
Edgar.
Do you know what Dr. Seuss's real name was?
I did.
I honestly don't know that one.
Never heard it?
No.
If I tell you, you'll be surprised.
I probably will be, honestly.
Ted Geisel.
Ted Geisel. Never.
Theodore Geisel was his name, yes. Okay. I'm not kidding you, yeah.
I have no idea.
No idea at all. If I told you Ted Geisel, would you be surprised?
You can tell me anything you want, I'd believe it.
What was Dr. Seuss's real name? Dude, I have no idea.
Wiener Seuss.
What was Dr. Seuss's real name?
Elizabeth.
No, it's not Elizabeth. Horton heard a what?
Who? A who?
Who? Horton heard a what?
Who?
Horton.
Yeah, heard a who. Horton hears a who? Didn't I say that right? Did I not?
Who's on first? Horton heard a what?
Who?
Horton.
Who?
Horton.
Who?
He's like, I could go with this all day. Okay. Horton heard a what?
Who?
Horton.
Didn't he hear a who? No.
Horton.
I know, but what did he? I thought he heard a who. What did Horton hear? I don't know.
Yeah. Yes, he heard a who. Horton heard a what?
Wow. I don't
No, not a wow.
Herd. He heard a cow running. That's a herd, right?
Horton heard a what?
Horton heard a hoot.
Horton.
Horton heard a hoot. You don't like that answer?
What is a who? Do you have an idea?
Just a character that is different, I guess. Oh no.
Help me out. I don't know. I think it's like an human, like a little mini human, maybe. Am I right?
Are
Or
we doing science fiction here now or something?
It's a person.
So anything is a who?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. On Whoville.
I can't remember that one. The characters you're talking about, the little people.
You tell me.
Some little Dr. Seuss creature thing that lives on the speck or whatever.
It's on the what?
The speck, or the little flower thing that Horton has.
I don't know, but there's a Whoville, so they're people, right?
What is a who? Do we know?
Oh, it could be anything.
Who is a what, actually?
It could
It's
be.
a little...
Your turn.
I don't know.
What is a hoot? An owl.
What part of the Grinch's body grew 3 sizes?
His heart.
Oh, heart.
Which part of the Grinch's body grew 3 sizes?
Heart.
His heart. Why did his heart grow 3 sizes?
He saw the good in humanity.
Aww.
His heart.
So it's good to have an enlarged heart.
No.
His heart.
Yes, we'd all love an enlarged heart, wouldn't we?
Yes.
You sure you want an enlarged heart?
His heart.
It was his heart. Yes. Was that good for him?
Yes.
If your heart grows 3 sizes, is that good?
Maybe for a Grinch, not a person.
His heart.
Are you sure? What part of the Grinch's body grew 3 sizes?
Oh, I'm not going to say that on TV. No way. I mean, you know, that's verboten.
Who tried to get others to eat green eggs and ham?
Sam I am?
Sam.
Sam what?
I am.
So you are Sam?
Yes.
I thought you were Luke.
I can be both.
Sam I am.
So you're Sam.
No, I'm Tiffany.
It was the little guy. I can't.
Guy who? And we're not back to the who question yet.
Sam.
Sam who?
Sam I am.
Sam I am. So you are Sam.
No. I can't be. I mean,
You're just...
Sam I am, or
Who tried to get others to eat green eggs and ham?
Oh, I don't know.
oh, not me.
Deborah.
Hey, thanks for joining me for this edition of Kevin Hilly's Talk of the Town. I'll talk to you on the radio Monday through Friday, 5:30 till 10 on 94.3 Cat Country with Hilly and Hart, and then 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on 101.9 The Wave. Come on up here a little closer, ladies. We're losing you. No. Stay where you were. I mean, don't switch places.
I know, but I didn't know anything over there.
While the financial services industry for years has focused on products, pricing, and performance, or things we refer to at SRG as the how, our focus for our clients has always been around their why. And without fail, over all these years, those whys have centered around family, occupation, and recreation. Think legacy issues, retirement, or achieving a work optional lifestyle, and checking off those important things on that recreational bucket list. Our foundational approach remains a focus on the things that matter most to our clients and the things that together we can control. And where those two things overlap, that's where we live and work every day. That's SRG Financial and the mile marker formula.
Want a dock that will withstand the wake from a million boats? Want a dock that's different from the usual dock? Then you want Ozark Barge and Dock in Gravois Mills. Ozark Barge and Dock now celebrating 35 years of building the best dock on Lake of the Ozarks. And we guarantee every dock we build. So when it comes time to build your custom dock, trust the best and go with Ozark Barge and Dock, building the best dock at the lake for the last 35 years.
Your furry friends are more than pets, they're family. And at our veterinary, we understand that. With multiple locations, we can service your pets when and where you need it. Our team of professionals offer routine wellness, orthopedic care from broken bones to joint repair, and even emergency services. We are ready to welcome your pet to our family with medical or preventative care. Our veterinary, with 6 convenient locations, the team providing exceptional care for your pet when and where you need it.
Hey, welcome back to Happy Hour with DJ Kyle. I'm your host, DJ Kyle, and we have the pleasure to sit down with one of my fine friends. This is Jill from Wonderland Camp. Jill, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
What brings you here to the Happy Hour set at Lake TV?
Well, we just wanted to share a little bit more about Wonderland Camp with the community and let people know that we're hiring for the summer and what a great position it is for your student, college student, upper high school student to come out and work at Wonderland Camp.
That's awesome. Now, first, let's talk about Wonderland Camp. I had the ability to go to Wonderland Camp this last year, I guess, and I DJ'd for the Mom's Night Out. Mom's Weekend was amazing, and it was so fun. It was absolutely hilarious. All the ladies just had a great time. But Wonderland Camp is this camp that is just, I would say, off the charts. They're the things that the camp has to offer and the wide variety of, there's everything to do at this camp. So let's talk a little bit about the camp. Who's the camp for? What does the camp offer? And then we'll kind of get into the registration part of it.
Perfect. So the camp was built in 1969. It actually was founded by my grandparents, and it is a camp for people with disabilities. We start as young as 6, but we never age out. So last year we had a camper who was 92, his first time ever coming to camp.
Wow.
And he's planning on being there again this summer.
Oh,
so
that's great.
Isn't that great? And so the great thing about Wonderland Camp is it gives our campers the ability to do things they can't do anyplace else. Everything we have is adaptable. So we have a 40-foot rock climbing wall, but even if you can't use your arms and legs, we have big seats that allow the camper to feel what it's like to go up and down that elevation, even if they can't use their arms and legs. We have a giant swing. We have a pool. Of course, we go out on pontoon boats, and the Jolly Rogers pirate ship comes out and takes our campers out on the pirate ship too.
And that's another thing. Lake of the Ozarks, you know that to get down to your dock just about anywhere, well, there's 350 stairs and they go straight up. And so, you know, someone that might be in a wheelchair or not be able to climb those stairs is not able to get down to a dock.
That's right.
But
They
at
can.
Wonderland Camp, they can.
You're right.
I
we
love it.
we have an accessible dock, and we have boats that are specially wired, or whatever you want to say. The equipment's in there to hold wheelchairs, and it's just a great experience. And
it really
campers
is.
can do all of those things.
Okay, so for someone that's out there going, this sounds like a camp that would be perfect, I would love to get registered.
Mm-hmm.
When do they begin? Are they open right now?
Yes,
or?
so we're open right now, and we are filling up pretty quickly. And so if you're interested in registering for the summer sessions, they start on Sundays, and then they end on Friday, and it's an overnight camp. And it gives a nice break to the families as well. We have 11 weeks of summer camp, and you can register at wonderlandcamp.org. And again, as young as 6, and we never age out.
Oh, that is great. And so what are some of the other things that a camper would be able to experience when they're at Wonderland Camp for the week that they're going to be there?
Well, some of the fun things we do in the evening, we have a talent show each week, which let me tell you is just so fun to watch and be a part of. We have a dance each week, so our campers will come and they'll bring dresses. We also have a lot of donated prom dresses and things like that people, our campers will change into. We have a carnival each week, and then each week has a special theme, and whatever is related to that theme, we do an evening activity related to that theme.
Oh, I love
so
it.
Even like we talked about with your farm animals, we have one week that's specifically a barnyard theme. And so we're hoping you're going to bring your goats and your baby goats, and we're going to get some miniature horses and some other fun things for our campers to experience.
But maybe I could trade. I'll trade a goat for maybe one of the mini horses.
I know.
Or something. Maybe
that would
go
be
home
awesome.
with something different, right? So another thing that I really enjoy about the Wonderland Camp and just the experience that I get to see that the workers have such passion for what they do. And so someone is probably out there right now thinking, this is a job that would be perfect for me, to be able to touch so many hearts and to be able to see the smiles on so many people's faces. So if I know you guys are hiring right now,
Yes.
and you're looking for a pretty big crew this year, because of course Wonderland Camp just keeps growing and more activities, more and more things. So how could someone get involved, and what are some kind of phases and places where they could be working at the camp?
Well, we hire about 100 people each summer. We have approximately 90 campers each week. And so we are looking for people who typically are 18 and older, but we do have some spots for 16 and 17-year-olds. And they would be counselors or medication aides, lifeguards, the ropes course team members. We train everybody for whatever job they're going to be in. It's paid training.
Oh, wow. So someone could come out and not ever be a lifeguard, but think it'd be neat to get some CPR training and learn how to be a lifeguard. You train them all of that, and then now they get to work the summer.
Right.
And then they still have something to take home. Yeah, absolutely. That's great.
And then they're paid weekly. And the great thing with working and living at the Lake of the Ozarks is that our staff is off at Friday at noon, and they come back Sunday at noon. Now they can stay at the camp too, so they have housing and all their meals, including meals on the weekends. But they get to enjoy the lake life. I mean, how fun is that?
Oh, absolutely.
You know, there's so much to do, whether you're 21 or older or not.
Yeah.
You know, there's still so many fun things to do on the weekends. And, you know, because our staff live and work together, they become fast friends.
Uh-huh.
And then they go and hang out and enjoy all the lake has to offer.
I've had the pleasure to hang out with several of the staff that works at Wonderland Camp and several of the students that go there. We did a fundraiser for Wonderland Camp. I think that was last year, and a couple of the winners from the talent show got to dance and sing, and that was absolutely spectacular. But again, one thing I love is that the staff is just like a family. You guys are just like a moving family. Anytime I go out and I see the Wonderland staff, I see everyone's just kind of like together as a family. And you're right, you work together and you get to see these lives changed and just the joy that you put on people's faces. And of course, that's just a bond. That's just an amazing bond. So
it's truly one of the jobs that you know you've made a difference in someone's life. You know, not every job has that, obviously. And this is one of those that you walk away and you know you've made a difference. And on Friday, when our kids leave, I call them kids, but of course they're all ages, they'll cry. They don't want to leave. They've become fast friends with the staff. And you're right, our staff goes above and beyond and gives all of our campers the time of their lives.
Yeah. Now, someone is ready to apply right now. How do they go about doing this?
So again, they would go to wonderlandcamp.org and they can fill out an application. They set a time for a phone interview because a lot of our staff are college students and they're all over the country, so we don't expect them to come face-to-face for an interview. We'll do a phone interview, and then we'll set up when they're going to be coming in for staff training and for the summer. And they can, if they have a family vacation plan, they can take a week off or 2 weeks off. We just are hoping that they're there for the bulk of the summer.
That's great. That's great. Well, Jill, thank you so much for coming on the show. And hopefully we'll get all of these positions filled at Wonderland Camp. So again, if you're looking for a great job during the summer months, please make sure you check out Wonderland Camp and make a difference in someone's life. So we have a lot more coming up on Happy Hour with DJ Kyle right here on Lake TV.
While the financial services industry for years has focused on products, pricing, and performance, or things we refer to at SRG as the how, our focus for our clients has always been around their why. And without fail, over all these years, those whys have centered around family, occupation, and recreation. Think legacy issues, retirement, or achieving a work optional lifestyle, and checking off those important things on that recreational bucket list. Our foundational approach remains a focus on the things that matter most to our clients and the things that together we can control. And where those two things overlap, that's where we live and work every day. That's SRG Financial and the Mile Marker Formula.
Want a dock that will withstand the wake from a million boats? Want a dock that's different from the usual dock? Then you want Ozark Barge and Dock in Gravois Mills. Ozark Barge and Dock now celebrating 35 years of building the best dock on Lake of the Ozarks. And we guarantee every dock we build. So when it comes time to build your custom dock, trust the best and go with Ozark Barge and Dock, building the best dock at the lake for the last 35 years.
Your furry friends are more than pets, they're family. And at our veterinary, we understand that. With multiple locations, we can service your pets when and where you need it. Our team of professionals offer routine wellness, orthopedic care from broken bones to joint repair, and even emergency services. We are ready to welcome your pet to our family with medical or preventative care. Our veterinary, with 6 convenient locations, the team providing exceptional care for your pet when and where you need it.
Winter, spring, summer, or fall, Lake TV's got it all. We think it's hot stuff when things cool down. We spring into action when things start warming up. Of course, summer is one big, huge shootout on Lake TV. And we fall in love all over again when autumn rolls around. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, Lake TV's got it all.
Welcome to another Furry Friends on Lake TV, presented by our veterinary. I'm Megan Albers, this is Mary Meow Me Tilly, and this is Days, who is, as you can see, just soaking up all the love.
Yeah.
What can you tell me about Days?
So Days is about 6 years old.
Okay.
Long-haired male. He was an owner surrender. He came in when after his owner passed away. Mm-hmm. We believe that she must have probably been sick for quite a while because he came in kind of rough shape. Mm-hmm. He was completely matted from his neck down.
Oh, poor guy.
And so, as you may be able to tell, when he turns around and everything, we had to take him to the vet and have him put under anesthesia so that they could shave him because it was matted all the way down to the skin.
Oh, man.
The other thing about Days is that he is declawed.
Okay.
He is front declawed,
Mm-hmm.
and on his back paws, he appears to be partially declawed.
Partially declawed,
And
okay.
The vet said when we took him up to our veterinary, they looked at him, they said it's possible that either when they were doing the declawing, either they missed a couple of nails here and there,
okay.
or that they just didn't get it down far enough. You know, he's the first cat that we've had in the 5 years that I've been here who has been both front and back declawed.
Yeah, I feel like that's a really rare thing.
Yeah. It used to be a lot more common, but people are learning now. You know, a lot of people are advocating. Declawing is not a good thing.
Yeah.
Declawing is the equivalent of if you took a human and cut their nail off at the first knuckle.
Yeah.
It's not just removing the claws themselves, it's removing bone and everything.
Yeah. And I mean, I'll admit, so I've had my cat for, oh my gosh, it's been a while. But when I got him, he was our first indoor cat. Mm-hmm. And so we're like, okay, let's talk to the vet about getting him declawed. And even the vet didn't communicate what was involved in being declawed. The vet was just like, okay, we'll schedule it, we'll do it. So unfortunately, my cat is declawed because I had no idea what it was, because I literally thought they just removed the nail.
It's just
and now that I know, definitely wouldn't have done it.
It's just been fairly recently in the last few years that it has really come out, and word has gotten out, and people have started advocating to exactly what declawing involves.
Yeah.
Way back when, that was the thing to do. Almost everybody who had a cat, they got it declawed.
Yep.
There are several countries now and several states in the U.S. where declawing has been banned. There's a lot of vets now across the country who will no longer declaw, or there are some who will only, I know that when we had our spay and neuter clinic here on site, the vet that we had then, she would only declaw them up to a certain age.
Yeah.
If they were over, I believe it was like 4 to 5 months old, she wouldn't do it. And they kind of had to have a pretty good reason why.
Yeah.
Just because you don't want your furniture scratched up or something is not a good reason to basically mutilate the animal.
Because, there are other options now. You can trim their claws, and they have those little plastic covers that you can put on their claws as well.
And what I try to do here, when people ask me about declawing, we are very strongly against it. We have, as part of our adoption paperwork, when you sign that for a cat, you are signing off that you will not get that cat declawed. And if on down the road, if you come back to us and want another pet, and we call and do a vet check, or if we find out through the grapevine or whatever that you got one of our cats declawed, then you're going to go on a do not adopt list, and you're not going to get another one from us. That's just that's how strongly we feel about it. And, I have a lot of people who, anytime we have a declawed cat come in, I used to have a list. I think we've been through everybody that was actually on the list that we kept. But, we'll have a lot of people call up and ask for if we have anybody who's declawed. And they'll say something to me like, I want a cat that's declawed, but I don't want to be the one to go and get it done.
Yeah.
So, usually when we have one that's declawed, that cat will we'll find a home pretty fast, because there's a lot of people out there that do want that.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about the dangers of declawing a cat, because it's not so much just the horrific act of basically just mutilating their paws.
Right.
There are also some dangers involved too.
Yeah. So one of the biggest things that we see is, it can cause a lot of pain for the cats. Sometimes it doesn't heal right. Sometimes there can be bone fragments left inside, or parts of the nail left inside that can shift around.
Yeah.
And when the animal steps on their paw, steps down on their paw, it can cause pain internally. We've seen cases, or I've seen cases online. I follow a page called City the Kitty, and they're big proponents of declawing and getting the word out and everything. And they show a lot of pictures. They have vets that can help. If you have a cat that was declawed and it wasn't done right, and they can go in and try to help repair it and lessen the pain of the kitty, and that can be very expensive.
Yeah.
So there's that factor, and then that leads to when they go to the litter box as they age, and that pain is it's causing more pain throughout the years, and the stepping on the litter can be very painful, to the point where they may not want to go in the litter box to go, and then they're going to start using the bathroom elsewhere. So we hear that a lot. We've had several calls over the years of people, my cat is not using the litter box, and then throughout the conversation, we find out that the animal is declawed, and that's a pretty good reason why they're not doing it.
Yeah. So does Days specifically have any lasting issues or lasting effects from being declawed?
From what we have seen since he's been here, he seems to be okay. We don't know at what point in his life it was done.
Yeah.
I kind of have to wonder if the previous owner, we talked to her significant other, was the one who brought him in. And when Days was brought into us, we were told that he was a spayed female.
A Daisy.
Yeah, his name was
Yes.
Daisy, and he was the lady's emotional support cat. So it kind of makes me think that maybe when she acquired the cat that it was already fixed.
Oh, okay.
And a lot of times when people are going to get them declawed, they're going to get that done at the same time that they get them spayed or neutered. So it can be very difficult to tell the difference between a neutered adult male and a female. Because they don't have the little package there in the end that you can tell. So we've made that mistake before here, but we were just going by what we were told. This is Daisy. She's already spayed. When we took him to the vet to get his combo testing done, and we wanted to have him shaved, and then we wanted to have them look at his back nails to see what was going on back there, and then the vet called us a little bit later on and said, so this cat Daisy is not a female.
Surprise!
So that I kind of suspect he probably got done when he was little.
Yeah, so the chances of him developing issues are probably pretty rare, because I think you mentioned before that he likely would have developed some stuff by now.
He probably would have been showing signs if he is the age that they said he is and everything. But you never know. You never know what can work loose, in that time frame. And then cats, as they get older, they have issues anyway. So right now he's doing great. He's using the litter. We haven't had any issues with him since he's been here. He's using the litter box and everything. But you just never know what's going to happen as they get older.
Yep. So of course, as always, you can apply for any of the animals here at Ozarks Cat and Canine at their website, and that's ozarkscatandcanine.com.
Yes.
There you go.
Ozarkscatandcanine.com. And cat is spelled K-A-T.
Yes.
And canine is the letter K and the number 9.
Yeah. And of course, if you do end up adopting a declawed cat, just keep that stuff in mind. There could be issues down the road. Hopefully not, but there are options. I know there's different litter alternatives and stuff that's a little bit softer on the paws and stuff like that.
Yeah. And I've even I personally have a cat who is disabled, and we have potty pad trained her.
Okay.
So,
I didn't even know you could do that with a cat.
She kind of did it herself. It started out as. She would go in the litter box, but she's paralyzed in the back end, so she couldn't get in the box all the way. And when she would pee, she would think she was doing it in the box, but it was actually coming out the hole.
Yeah.
So we started putting potty pads down in front of the box, and it just got to the point where she comes in there and she just uses the potty pads.
Well, there you go.
So that something like that is possible. There's always ways around it. So if him or any other declawed cat does start doing it, you can talk to your vet and figure out ways to hopefully resolve that issue. But
there are options.
But the main thing is, don't declaw. It's bad for the kitties.
Just don't do it in the first place.
And I always try to, when people come in and they're adopting, if they ask me about declawing, if they're, if things like that come up, one of the main things I do is on the way out the door, I trim the cat's nails and I show them how to do it, so that they have that opportunity to make it a learning experience, and hopefully they'll be able to, even if it takes one person to hold the cat and one person to trim their nails, that they can do that themselves, or they know. A lot of people don't even realize you can do that. So I try to make that a learning opportunity, so that hopefully they won't want to use declawing as an option later on down the road. And if you're worried about your furniture, there's things that you can do. They have sprays that you can spray on, things that will deter the cats, and you give them something that they can scratch on and train them that way. So having expensive furniture is not an excuse
at all.
Put your cat through all that.
There are tons of options out there. So let's get Days adopted. Again, if you'd like to adopt him or any other pet, you can go to ozarkscatandcanine.com. Thank you so much, Mary. It's been fun. I love hanging out with you and hanging out with these furry friends. That does it for another Furry Friends here on Lake TV, presented by our veterinary.
While the financial services industry for years has focused on products, pricing, and performance, or things we refer to at SRG as the how, our focus for our clients has always been around their why. And without fail, over all these years, those whys have centered around family, occupation, and recreation. Think legacy issues, retirement, or achieving a work optional lifestyle, and checking off those important things on that recreational bucket list. Our foundational approach remains a focus on the things that matter most to our clients and the things that together we can control. And where those two things overlap, that's where we live and work every day. That's SRG Financial and the mile marker formula.
Your furry friends are more than pets, they're family. And at our veterinary, we understand that. With multiple locations, we can service your pets when and where you need it. Our team of professionals offer routine wellness, orthopedic care from broken bones to joint repair, and even emergency services. We are ready to welcome your pet to our family with medical or preventative care. Our veterinary, with 6 convenient locations, the team providing exceptional care for your pet when and where you need it.
Want a dock that will withstand the wake from a million boats? Want a dock that's different from the usual dock? Then you want Ozark Barge and Dock in Gravois Mills. Ozark Barge and Dock now celebrating 35 years of building the best dock on Lake of the Ozarks. And we guarantee every dock we build. So when it comes time to build your custom dock, trust the best and go with Ozark Barge and Dock, building the best dock at the lake for the last 35 years.
Thank you so much for joining us on today's edition of Happy Hour. Hope you had your shoes all laced up for the show. It was great to sit and chat with Scott and Alicia with the Runstock. Also, Kevin Hilly, thank you so much for all the joy you bring to us each and every time you're out at the talk of the town. Jill Wilkie with the Wonderland Camp. Again, if you would like to get a job, make sure you check them out online. And that Furry Friends, our cat named Days. What a fantastic show. Don't forget to join us next week. We have another great show lined up. We have Neil Gist going to be talking about the Watchdog Report. We have the Lake Career and Technical Center. We're going to be stopping by there and seeing all the great things that they have going on for us. Constance Hoffman with COMC is going to be coming in and chatting about all the great things that are going on there at COMC. But again, we do want to say thanks to our fine sponsors that bring Happy Hour to you each and every week. Thank you to SRG Financial Advisor, again, home of the mile marker formula. If you need any financial advice, go talk to our good friends at SRG Financial Advisors. Also, Ozark Barge and Dock, any of that work you need done on your dock, make sure you check out our good friends there. And also our veterinary. Thank you again for your support right here at Happy Hour. And again, thank you, each and every one of you that tuned in this week. We'll see you next time right here, Happy Hour on Lake TV.